Hello everyone, this is Fi. We're checking out Mundo the Apprentice. This is a game I've not played before. We're going to give it a playtest and see if we can give some useful feedback. I've got the game page open here. It says a wizard's apprentice gets sent to an unknown island by a witch after witnessing the theft of portal crystal. I'm not going to read everything here, but if you want to check out the game page, you can see the link in the description of this video. But it does say at one point here, press tab and one of the directional keys to change your current spell, with ZX, C buttons being the rest. Alright, so we got arrow keys, it looks like. You can use the amulet with C button, but I think you can figure out the rest. Some of the fun lies there. There's just one basic secret, but there will be a lot more in the final game, so have fun. And controller support is coming, it's just that I need a decent one. Alright, so I actually did get out my Xbox controller here, but it looks like that's not currently supported. Goes on to say if your computer is having slowdowns, try the low resolution one. Apparently there's like a different executable. Interesting. Alright, well hopefully this runs okay, but let's go ahead and jump into the game proper here. I did notice the music's a little bit loud. I hopefully turned it down enough in the capture here so it's not annoying to watch, but might want to drop that down a little bit in volume. I always suggest people like open up some other games you might have, which might be able to get your own volume level into like a ballpark, or just open YouTube or something maybe. So I'm here on this screen. I'm not seeing anything past this. I don't know how to interact with this. I'm going to start. Alright, looks like I can press the left and right buttons. We got a cute little hat flopping around here. That's quite interesting. It's pretty cute. Guess I push Z, X, C, enter maybe. Spacebar. Up, down, left, right. Tab. Oh, wait. Whoa, what just happened? I think I pressed F. Was that like the full screen button or something? Alright, screen is flickering when I press the F key. Wonder if... Okay, I think it goes... I think it switches between like borders windowed mode and exclusive full screen when I press the F key. I think that's what's happening here. Which is interesting. Hopefully it's looking okay in the capture here. It's not doing anything ridiculous. But yeah, I can't seem to actually start the game. Or maybe I just haven't... I didn't go... Okay. I think I figured it out. So... I thought once the thing lit up I could press the button and it would select that item, but I think the gargoyles here are trying to point that I need to like go move the hat off the screen or something to that effect. Let me get rid of the Xbox controller here real quick. Okay. Alright, figured it out. A little bit confusing there. Magic Basics Tarot Set. Press enter for next card, 1 of 7. Direction keys to walk. X to cast selected spell. Z to attack with your current weapon. C to use selected item. Hold tab and press the direction to change page. I don't know what that means. Each direction picks one spell and item at the same time. Interesting. Spells are shown on the left page, items are shown on the right page. I guess that's the little icon in the top left. You might want to like point that out or something just to make it clear what you're referring to, I guess. We're back to that. Because yeah, it is kind of hidden up there in the left. You can always just, add some little animation just pointing at it or something. It could be nice. Looks like I am asleep in the top right here with my little deck. my tarot deck, I guess. Alright, so I can get up. Oh, so this is... I can just walk over that and then it kind of views it. Interesting. Okay. So, tab. Alright, so I was expecting some kind of like a UI pop-up when I like held tab or something. But it looks like I'm just supposed to kind of know what is on each direction here. It's mildly annoying in my opinion. I think my expectation is that something's going to show me like if I press this button, I'm going to get this thing. So if I know like I want this looks like electricity or something, if I know I want electricity, um, especially when I'm just starting out with the game, I don't necessarily want to just like press all these buttons until I find the one that looks right, you know, that kind of thing. I'd rather just be able to see it just pop up on screen, and then I could press that direction. It also acts a little weird if I hold down the direction input. You can see it kind of flips the page endlessly. Might be something worth tweaking there. Okay, so X is okay. C is the item, I believe, and X is the spell, and then supposedly the pages have an item and a spell together. So I don't know that, at least right now, the C button isn't doing anything. The X button is doing whatever this is. And Z, I think, was the weapon, right? Right, and I don't have a weapon yet, I guess. So another thing is the in the top left here, the HUD is kind of small, and the pages on the book, they have these symbols on them, but it's not really giving me a lot of information. And I would like to see like the actual button keys, I should say keyboard keys in this case, be kind of printed on each side, so it would make it really clear, again, especially to new players, that they press this button and they'll get that thing. Then yeah, so whatever, the right side has like a hand. Some of these have like a little star, the other ones just kind of throw the book out. I don't quite understand. This one, for whatever reason, spits out a star. I don't know what the other ones are doing, but maybe we'll figure some things out when we kind of get more into the game here. Looks like I have a little broom sweeping the house. Dear Apprentice, before I left for vacation, I made a tutorial room just for you. I expect you to take care of the tower and the portal while I'm away, and please don't press X and bully the enchanted broom with your star spell. Okay, that's like some reverse psychology there. Looks like we can push these objects around, or at least the cauldron here, for some reason. I don't know why. The table is can just barely fit in this little place here, so this probably won't matter too much, but sometimes when you get these little corners, it can be kind of annoying if you try to like walk here and you kind of hit the corner just barely, and you kind of get stuck. Looks like we can hold two directions on the keyboard, and that works fine though. I'm just thinking there's like, for instance, like the Bomberman games, if you have played those, they have a lot of this where you're just kind of squeezing through this one kind of grid space gap, and they have a little effect where if you hit a corner like this, it sort of just kind of automatically slides you up a little bit so you can get through there. It might not be necessary here, but it just occurs to me that that could be possibly useful. I don't know. Little spell. Yeah. Okay. We got doors up here. Hold tab on your keyboard. You can see Mundo looking at his spell book. Press any of the 4 direction buttons while holding tab. Each direction is a different spell. You have 4 in total. Press X to use your selected spell. You'll need regents to use them except for the star spell. So maybe that's why it hasn't been doing anything. So the star spell, I believe, is the upwards arrow. Now, it did say before that like there was an item attached to the same page, right? Press C to use your magical items when you get them. As you select your spells with tab and directions, you also select the corresponding items, but spells are always shown on the page left and corresponding items are on the page right. So again, I think you could just make that clear in the UI rather than just expecting the player to kind of know that or learn it from reading it in the beginning, that kind of thing. That would be just a little bit nicer in that way. Where were we here? If an item isn't in the spellbook, it benefits you passively and items recharge passively. Okay. So one thing I'm wondering is why items are attached to the same pages as a spell. Like, I assume there's some kind of connection between the item and the spell that's somehow meaningful, but I don't really know what that could be at this point. Press Z to attack when you find a way. Okay, so it's not a finished game. Generally, I don't expect games that I playtest to have like a really polished sort of tutorial, because it's hard to do that while a game is in development, of course. But it occurs to me, like, when I'm reading these things, it's good to be told how to play, like press C to attack and things like that. But this is information you really want to give the player in context. So what that means is that when it's necessary, somehow necessary to actually use this function, that's when you teach the player what it does. So in this case, it's just saying press C to attack when you find a weapon, which is like, I don't know when that's going to be. It's not right now because I don't have a weapon. So ideally, whenever in the game you get a weapon, that would be the time that you would teach the player like how to use this. Or alternatively, you could, if you want to do like a self-contained tutorial sort of thing, you could just like put a weapon in the tutorial somewhere and that kind of thing. So you just put all the things that they need in here, and then have little ways that they can interact with them. Like you could put like a weapon in this little room. Maybe I pick it up, and then it says press C to attack, and then maybe I have to like hit something to open the door or whatever, that kind of thing. You can redirect or change how spells work if you hit them with your weapon. Interesting. Some passive items will slightly modify how your weapon works. Now go ahead to next room and keep your acorn until you're outside. What is the acorn? Okay, in the top left there is, I believe that's an acorn icon, but it says 0 next to it. That's weird. Okay, so again, talking about stuff in context. It's talking about some kind of complex things that I don't know how far from now I'll be encountering. Like the idea of like hitting the spells of the weapons and stuff like that. So hopefully, in whatever final version, you can find ways to kind of teach the player more in context here. It's a little weird how it says keep your acorn until you're outside. Like, does that mean that I can pick up this acorn and then throw it or something? And like, is that going to soft lock the game if I don't follow the directions? I don't know what that means. Also, there's like a little sack here that I don't understand what its function is. Is this purely cosmetic? Is that like, generally if you see something like this, especially if it's just like the only thing in a room or something, it kind of gives you this sense that it's somehow important and that you can interact with it in some way. Which in this case, I don't believe that I can, I guess. So I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that it's only cosmetic. Now what? Oh, this actually kind of teleported me all the way back here. So keep your acorn. Is there a way I could not keep the acorn? Because I don't understand why it would say that unless there was like actually some means that I could fail to keep the acorn, I wonder if something will happen if you do this too many times. It's one of those like hitting the chickens in Zelda or something. Oh, there's a little fairy. Okay. I guess I picked up the fairy. I don't know if that's like in Zelda when you get health or something from the fairy. It looks like there's a girl who is quite disturbed by maybe this rock. Eco monster, please use your spell to destroy it. Press tab and right to select the bomb spell. Press X to use your selected spell. Please hurry. Tab and right. Then X. Oh. Okay. Apparently that used up the acorn. So I guess I had no idea that the acorn would be relevant to the spell here. So does that mean, excuse me, does that mean I have to have an acorn to use this specific spell? I don't know if that's the case or not. That would be, you know, it's not necessarily a good thing to not understand that kind of detail. So that would be nice to know. But also, like, if that is the case, I kind of wonder about like the way the UI is laid out, because it doesn't really associate those items with any particular pages or directions or anything that would kind of make sense. You know, like generally you would design the UI in such a way that it kind of puts items that are somehow meaningful to each other in a way that, you know, that visually kind of indicates that. Looks like there's a dude up here. So I can go over here if I want. I wonder if what was that? No idea what I just witnessed. Oh, nobody was supposed to be guarding the crystal. Oh well, I'll make sure you don't bother me again. Okay, so I don't believe I can. Oh, wait, what's the okay? Tab is a little bit of a reach. It's a little weird. Like if I have my fingers on the WASD, for example, which of course many games use, and it's kind of like tab, I think is an easy reach. But when you go one row down, it feels a little bit weird to use the tab key, in my opinion, for this kind of thing. You could easily use, you know, spacebar. You could use the V key or shift. Left shift would be great, I think, or something like that, because it's right there. Your finger, your pinky kind of automatically rests on that, rather than kind of having this little bit of a reach. It might be just a little bit nicer. So I kind of intentionally didn't talk to that guard. I don't actually know what he would have said. I don't know if that's important or whatever. Whatever he had to say. I just kind of kept going. So yeah, let's just hope that wasn't important. But we got some sort of little, I don't know, cutscene of sorts. I believe the developer mentioned, you know, the audio and everything is just a lot of stuff is missing. There might be a lot of placeholder audio or whatever. I feel like that kind of event probably should add some music, you know, but that's probably probably intended for the future anyways. All right, so this feels very Zelda-esque. I do believe on the game page somewhere it mentioned being inspired by Zelda. Yeah, this is very clearly inspired by Zelda anyways, just just looking at it. It actually looks a lot like, it's a long time since I played like the first Zelda game, but yeah, like some of the the layout of things looks like very similar. I guess, all right, so I'm gonna go into, I'm starting to feel like my movement's a little slow here. So much walking around. All right, we got like a little wizard guy. We got just a random staff. It'd be nice. I like how he just stops and holds it up for a moment, but I was just making that last just a little bit longer and then putting a little bit of text on the screen even to say what you picked up. It's pretty important to really kind of hit the player in the face when they get something that's kind of important, like an important item or something. So there's like no possible way that they could just not realize that they picked it up. And in this case, I don't. Oh, I guess it's on. I guess it's on the weapon. Okay, so it would be nice, I think, to have in the HUD, like, since you can apparently not have a weapon, it'd be nice to have in the HUD somewhere like what weapon I have equipped, and I'm guessing you might be able to like upgrade it or something at some point. This might just be nice to see that, you know, in the HUD there. Another youngster, you'll get more use out of this than I can. Okay, so he's the one kind of giving me this, I guess. Now I can kill that. A little unsatisfying when it just goes poof instead of like shattering or something. You could have some more particles or whatever. It might be nice. So we got some enemies that we can apparently combat now. I wonder if the spell thing works. It just bounces off, I guess. Does it stun them? Or is that just like a funny animation? It's very slow. Okay, I guess it kind of stuns them a little bit, maybe. It's like really slow. Like, it takes forever to actually start moving. You get a little rupee, it looks like. Alright, pretty easy, these guys. Another person here? I know there's a secret somewhere here. That's interesting. Well, I would guess it would be over here is a blue looking tree. Maybe if I had a different item. Hmm. Okay, so I'm noticing the characters kind of move their heads. I guess it's when you're in like a certain range of them. They kind of pick their head up, that kind of thing. That's interesting. Yeah, so I don't know where I am. Starting to get the impression that a map would be nice. I mean, I'm not like lost. I'm pretty sure it's just like over here was the start, yeah. But as with like the original Zelda game, you don't have like a really clear sense of direction off like right off the bat, which sometimes isn't good in games. In this kind of game, I think it just, you know, um, encourages exploration, which is perfectly fine. And but yeah, so I kind of tried to, I fumbled the controls a little bit there. I tried to attack to the right and it didn't really do it. You do get kind of stuck in place for a bit after you do the attack here. Looks like you can attack the fairy to pick it up. But yeah, so as I was saying, I do feel like it would benefit from a map, though. I don't know if there's going to be a map at some point that you can find, but I feel like I would have a better sense of where I'm going and where I've been and that kind of stuff if I had some kind of a map to refer to. So like, obviously you could like do some kind of a menu you could open up. Just press the button to do like a full screen thing or something, but it might be nice also just have like a little mini map in the top right or whatever. That would probably be pretty cozy. So maybe if I bother to kill all these guys, something is going to happen. Maybe a little awkward. Wow, that does like one whole heart. So I'm noticing, for instance, the attack only goes forward, and it does have a generous hitbox, but the all right. Wow, I just got launched there. But it doesn't make like a little arc. I don't remember if the first Zelda game has the little kind of like the swipe animation, or if it just goes straight out like this. It might just go straight out like this. I have a really bad memory, so it's not very helpful. But you know, like in certainly in the Link to the Past and such, and other games, it has like a little bit of like a quarter circle swing of the sword, which I think is nice because it just covers like just like a little bit more area around you. And occasionally it can be a little bit awkward if you happen to attack in the wrong direction of the cardinal directions and that sort of thing. So I guess it technically covers some of the diagonals in some way too, but I think that would be nice. But I think the biggest thing I'm noticing like with this attack is it does keep you in place just a little bit longer than I kind of expect. It makes things quite slow. So obviously it's going to be easier if you have like a shorter cooldown or whatever you want to call it, like a ending lag to the attack or whatever. But I think it would just feel a lot better and more responsive because you can act sooner out of the attack and you know, maneuver more and avoid attacks and stuff like that. I would suggest making that a little bit shorter. That little time when your feet are rooted in place there, it would just probably just feel better, in my opinion. Thank you for cleansing this area. You're welcome. Now, you're not gonna do anything for me. I don't know. Or will she like heal me if I get hurt or something? Defeat the trickster that lies in the tent and I will reward you. Okay. That's very interesting, but I'm curious why I couldn't get that little bit of text until like I left and came back in. It's a little weird. It kind of it does sort of remind me of some of the weirdness that went on in like the 8-bit days, but not really what I would expect in a modern game. I mean, it's like a really subtle sort of thing, but yes, I have to be careful. Like if I have, because I have to press in a direction to like turn myself so I can attack in that direction. If I'm too close to something, I might walk into it inadvertently, take damage. Trickster, what did she say? The trickster that resides... Trickster that lies in the tent. Alright. Yeah, so I don't have any items or anything. Wow, these guys have swords. Wow, holy moly, things are a lot faster all of a sudden. Holy cow. Alright, yeah, so, suddenly, now that it's like actually trying to be kind of difficult, because there's a lot of projectiles and fast-moving enemies, it makes me wish I had the gamepad a little bit more, because I'm definitely better at finessing the directional input on a gamepad than I am with the arrow keys on the keyboard here, so that would definitely make it easier. Alright, we got an acorn. Oh, I tried to go up and attack, and I don't know, I did it too fast or something. Maybe I pressed attack before I pressed up and didn't realize it. There's another blue tree here. So apparently the... Right, I think it's the item? Or is it, oh, it's the bomb spell, okay. So that did nothing on the blue tree. That's okay. Wasted the acorn. It's pretty rare, apparently. Either that or the enemies I've been fighting don't drop very much, but now I have to switch back to this thing, so I don't have anything. Wow, very dark all of a sudden. Ugh. Alright, can't see very far. I kind of sort of wish the part that I could see was a little bit brighter. Even if you're not meant to like have a very far vision range, it's a little hard in the eyes, I guess, with the lack of brightness and contrast here. I'm just wandering. Looks like we got different patterns of tombstone that are showing up. I'm guessing there's some... I think it's doing like a 1, 2, 3 as I go down. I don't understand. Okay, so maybe the one tombstone means it's like the first kind of area, and then I have to look for this to keep going up. So this time I need to go in a different direction. Maybe I go to the right. Oh, I don't know if these guys hurt me. Why is this not shooting anything now? Is it because I don't have health? Do I have to have full health for the star spell to work? Seems kind of weird. I mean, I understand that the... Oh gosh. Alright, so that... I'm guessing the right always goes back. Right, so of course in the original Zelda, if you have full health, you get like a little beam out of your sword. But if you want to do that kind of thing, I wonder why not just like attach it to the the attack here like it does in Zelda or something. I don't know. Seems a little strange to have a... Oh, I wasn't paying enough attention here. Seems a little strange to have like a spell that you're supposed to like be able to use without any items, but then it like doesn't work unless you have full health. And it's like there's a lot of situations where apparently I just don't have any spells that work. It's kind of weird. Can they hit you? Okay. Thankfully these ghosts are not dangerous. Not been hurt by one yet. They just kind of go off in completely unthreatening directions. Alright, here's... Oh, not this time. Ouch. Okay. Whoa! Alright, so that wasn't very nice. So, you definitely have to be careful about just instantly spawning enemies. Because in that case, it just spawned on top of me and hurt me instantaneously before I had any opportunity to react. Okay, so in this case, that was weird. So, I actually thought that the ghost was gonna appear if I walked close to that tombstone, but he didn't appear until I was like directly on top of him. So in that case, I kind of knew that he was gonna come, but it's just really weird if it just spawns only when I kind of walk on top of it. Maybe if I just like walk kind of closer and then stop to something, but like I don't know how that works. There's no way for me as the player to know like how and where and when exactly the enemy is going to spawn here. I just figured that it was somehow tied to being closer to the tombstone. But yeah, that kind of just like instantly hurt me. It was really strange. We're back to 1. I guess we just have to go down. I don't like having so low health. It is not fun thinking you could die in like 1 or 2 hits. Oh, right. I'm talking, so I'm not paying as much attention to the patterns here. But yeah, I would definitely suggest, have like a half second or something where maybe the ghost is just kind of coming into existence where it won't actually hurt you. That would help a lot with this kind of situation where it could just instantly spawn and harm you like that. So I think we go to the left here. And then I think did I go down last time? I'm gonna go up. Okay. Got some music. Oh, a little kitty cat. Oh, that's cute. It's very cute. Can you help with this tree? Because it's a bit annoying to find another one of these trees, but I don't know how to do anything with it. So, are you gonna follow me out again? Oh, I guess it's just gonna follow me. I don't know why I have a cat with me now, but I guess I do. Right. This is kind of a dangerous area to have so little health. Yeah, so you don't want to... That was probably the primary reason why... Okay. Okay, lots of enemies around. But... Wait, okay. That's a strange death animation there. I would suggest not like wrenching the player out of that screen so quickly. Just leave them on the same screen because people need to kind of see the context in which they died, after they die there. So at least you didn't like instantly change screens here, but I would have just stayed on that screen a little bit longer, I think. But in any case, yeah, so the whole... Oh, I still have the kitty. The whole diagonal thing with the... Oh, okay. Yeah, I never figured that out. Okay, so I just remember what it said a while back. That's interesting. So it will eventually shoot, but then this seems to make it actually go a little faster and everything, and it bounces, I guess. Right, so in any case, yeah, the whole, what am I saying? The quarter circle thing with the, like the sword swipes in Zelda, I think probably one of the most important things that does is it allows you to cover the diagonals a bit better. Because you can't really attack diagonally, but enemies can be diagonal from you, so it's probably a good argument for doing that kind of thing, I guess. Especially when they are shooting projectiles. These guys are only shooting in cardinal directions, which kind of makes sense if you can only attack cardinal directions, but once they start shooting in any direction, then it's like, oh, they can attack me, but I can't unless I'm like in this particular position. Right, so we can do this. That's interesting. Good to know. It's very bouncy. I have a kitty. I don't know why I have a kitty. Oh, there's a cave right next to me, it looks like. Oh, okay, they don't do anything but get stunned for a very brief moment when you do that. Interesting, I got hurt that time. When you get hurt, you don't... There's not a lot of feedback, you kind of just flash for a bit, and I guess, that could be something audio would help, if nothing else, but might want to just make it a little more dramatic even visually. It's probably mostly the audio that I'm missing there in terms of feedback. It's always important to make the feedback very clear, like when you're taking damage. Probably not necessary to go through and kill all these guys. especially because they're just going to respawn again. Looks like we got some mushrooms. I think they're just cosmetic. Jar on sale for 50 crystals, a small price for catching fairies and other critters. Alright. So, one thing that might be nice is to have a little bit of memory on like the monster spawning. So for example, if I kill all the monsters in here and I go off the screen and then I come back, maybe they'd still be dead. But if I go off the screen and then like go off another screen, like so, and then I went all the way back, then maybe they'd respawn. I think that would feel a little comfier than just the constant like respawning. I think especially when there's this many enemies, like if there's only 2 or 3, it wouldn't really matter. Like you wouldn't really care as much. But when you have like a lot of enemies on these screens, like we clearly do, it does get annoying. And especially if you like go this way and then it's like, oh, I changed my mind, I have to go back, and then it's like, oh, they all respawn, and this kind of thing. I think it's really nice if you have it so that you have to move, you have to kind of go off 2 screens instead of just 1 before they respawn like that. We got more crabs. We got the little thing in the water. I don't remember what that's called in the Zelda games. The projectile's pretty fast. I mean, it's avoidable, but I think it seemed like it's a lot faster than the one. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I completed this quest apparently without ever knowing that it existed in the first place, which is kind of silly. But I got the magic candle, which is apparently attached to a book. Is that what I'm seeing in the top left? Is that? Oh, okay. I don't know what it does. So that's interesting. I guess I think what the developer mentioned on the page is that he said, like, he or she, that it was like part of the fun or whatever to figure out what some of the stuff was. I guess so. I mean, that's of course very old school, like sort of 8-bit days when stuff wasn't really made clear to you all the time. And I don't know if it's, I mean, you know, people can understand, I guess, if they have experience with these old games, that this is kind of just an sort of an aesthetic thing where, you know, it's kind of interesting in a sense that you there's some mystery about it, I guess. But I don't know, maybe some younger players might not get why you don't just tell them what it does. Can I get stuck in this or something? No. I have the bomb things. Oh, wait, why does this work? Oh, it's using up the rupees. The crystals, whatever they're calling it. Okay, that's not what I expected. Okay, we can shoot the lightning like that. Interesting. It uses your money for the spell. Okay. Yeah, I kind of. Whoa. Blah. All right. I just instantly died. Okay. I think. Yeah. So I mean, I only have 3 hearts. I guess I didn't really see, but maybe I'm guessing that that particular attack kind of did a lot of damage. I didn't know. I guess it rooted your feet or something. I didn't. I didn't figure out what was going on fast enough to really make sense of that. But this blue wizard told me to hide here. He was so dreamy. That's weird. I don't know who you are, but maybe I'll find out eventually. That was kind of annoying to run into you that quickly. I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. Okay, yeah, so my feet stuck in place. I couldn't like avoid that after attacking that one guy. It's a little bit annoying. What is this? Alright, I hit it and the light is now on. This animation keeps happening, but it's on. Oh, is this is it possibly related to the candle that I have? I have no idea what this is. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely sort of an old school charm to have stuff that you just don't really know what's going on. But I'm not sure how much I like it, to be honest. Like, I like the general feeling of the game isn't like telling me where to go necessarily, that kind of stuff. I think that works here. That works well here with this style of game. That guy went really fast and really far. But yeah, at some point, if I just have no idea what's happening when I do something, I don't know what to do about that. Like, do I look up some FAQ on the internet, like gamefaqs.com, to find out what that means? Because that's sort of the way I feel about it right now. It's like not only do I not know what it does, but I don't really feel like I have any reasonable way of figuring out what it does, apart from like what I just said. So I don't know. Can you attack these guys? Maybe you can. Right, that guy's alive. Seem pretty slow, and it seems like you can kind of more or less unlock them against the walls. Sometimes they move a little faster, but they bounce away when you hit them, so not too hard. It's probably a good thing, to be honest. I think, I mean, I feel like I'm right in the beginning of the game, sort of. I don't know how big the game is. It's not I mean, who knows? Oh, it looks like this potion thing actually increased my health, which is nice. Yeah, I guess the game just auto-saves, so if you die, you keep your stuff, it seems like, which is really nice. It's comfy. So I might be able to help you with magic sometime. I guess that's the cat. Just kind of turns into a little black hole. Oh, hello. So these guys, I noticed, I guess it's because they're already red or something. When they take damage, it's not really... Excuse me, it's not really obvious. Sorry, I got a terrible tickle in my throat. You can barely tell that, like, sometimes you hit them and it's like they're not taking damage, but when they do take damage, it's not very visually apparent here. I guess this doesn't matter. It's not really a reason to kill these guys. Oh, well, we're back here. Okay, so what exactly... Oh, alright, they don't root you entirely, but they mess up your controls pretty bad. Oh gosh, that's doing a lot of damage. Okay, never mind. Alright, yeah, those are really nasty enemies. The fact that you can kind of get stuck by one and then the next one just kind of instantly, not instantly, but can shoot you before you get your controls back. That's pretty harsh in my opinion. But I'm sure it's possible to get through there and to like avoid the attacks or whatever. Those projectiles do travel really fast. But yeah, in part I was just kind of trying to figure out like what was going on there as opposed to getting through it and surviving. So maybe I can I bomb this? It doesn't really... No. Bombs don't work here. I only have 12 rupee things left. I wonder why that's so low now. That hurts. Right, so there's one of those purple trees there, but I don't know what to do about that. Give me some money. I'm gonna get hit by that. Oh, I didn't think that one would hurt me, but alright, so like, yeah, if I'm close to that enemy, when it shoots that projectile, it's gonna just like instantly hit me because it's pretty fast moving. What is that little thing? It hurts. Oh crap, I'm trying to do like really fast inputs and it doesn't really work. Like move forward and like quickly go up and then attack, but it doesn't really... I don't know. Apparently you can just do the inputs too fast. and it doesn't really work that way for some reason. It's kind of weird. Oh my gosh, you're so mean. Alright, yeah, some of those enemies are pretty hard, and yeah, that projectile, if you're close to that guy when he shoots that, you don't really have a chance to move out of the way. Alright, that guy just had a fairy inside him, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what to do at this point except go back up to those sort of Medusa looking things and try not to get hexed. I don't know, I think the fairy thing is down here. It said something about the tent person. That's where we start. I don't know like where I haven't been apart from that. So again, it would be nice just to have that map, just to have a... I think this just goes here, yeah. Just have a clear understanding of the layout of everything. That was a little bit annoying. Yeah, so sometimes I try and like quickly change direction and attack, and it just isn't working for me. I don't know if there's some kind of like input delay from the VSync or something, but it doesn't really make sense to me because you'd think it would delay the attack button as well as the directional button. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what it might be? I think I know what it is. Interesting. Okay, this might actually be a bug. So, when you're using the directional input here, if I'm holding the right and then I press up, it doesn't face upwards. It actually kind of just walks diagonally. And like I can press up and down. I'm still facing to the right. So if I'm walking to the right, then I quickly press up and I press attack, but I didn't quite let off the right direction yet with my finger, then it would still just attack to the right or to the left, you know, whatever. So I think what you want to do is with your directional input, you want to keep track of what the last directional button pressed was. And you want to either have him face in that direction, or if for whatever reason you want the diagonals to always be like the left and right sprites, if for some reason that's what you want, that's just a cosmetic thing. At least make it so that when you press attack, it goes in that last direction, that input direction that you pressed. Because if it's just based on this facing and you can kind of do this, then it's going to have that problem that I described, where it's like you try to quickly change direction and it feels like it just attacks in the wrong way. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you need a better explanation, but I would actually categorize that as a bug. I'm fairly confident that's what's happening there. These are really fast projectiles. Holy crap, that's so fast. What the heck? And it does damage to you. What am I supposed to actually do at this part? I have like a little bit of lightning magic with this thing. It doesn't reach very far. I don't know what this thing does yet. I don't know what to do here. These guys, those attacks are like almost unavoidable here. Wow. Oh, they do hit the wall at least. Oh my gosh. So like I'm wondering if I can bounce that. They stay stunned for such a short amount of time though. That managed to hit me there. I do wish that this star thing did a little bit more. It doesn't actually seem useful for combat because the stun time is so short. Oh, that was kind of bad. I'm going to super die. Alright, yeah. So I don't know what to do about this part, and I can imagine if I had some other kind of item or whatever, it might help. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the only way I know of to go that I haven't gone already right now. Okay, I wasn't paying enough attention. Just ran into that guy. It was kind of lame. So yeah, do have a couple acorns. Where's that? Yeah, in here. So she says there's a secret. I'm gonna guess maybe the bomb something. Maybe one of these walls, kind of Zelda style. That blue tree really stands out a lot, but there's a lot of blue trees in other places. What's the thing for bomb here? Nope. I wonder how far does the bomb's effects reach? And also, can you like blow yourself up with this? Do I have to move out of the way? All right. Well, that was not anything. Can you just like hit things? So the way this works in Zelda, of course, if there's sometimes there's just like random sections of the wall that you can bomb, and it would like open up a entrance to a cavern or whatever. But you can also like hit the wall with the sword. It'll make like a little sound, that kind of thing, which apparently you can't do here. So yeah, I don't know. There's such a limited amount of bombs. I can't do anything more than that. What was to the right here? I believe I went over here already. Oh, there's just a little power up there. So I killed these guys before. I don't remember if anything actually happened from fighting those guys. Oh, so I don't remember going across this bridge. Aha. This is the dreamy blue wizard, isn't it? I sense something powerful in there. A little hard to read the text against the white, but... Oh, we got like a full-on dungeon in here. I wonder if you can like push these. No. Alright, we got creepy skeletons. Oh gosh, I tried to attack, but a little too late there. This is not going well. It does take a moment for the attack to come out. Like when you press the attack button, there's some kind of significant delay there. I think it's a little bit more. I mean, there's like VSync and everything enabled, so there's going to be a little bit of input delay because of that. Which, by the way, it's nice to have options to, you know, change stuff like that. For this kind of game, it's probably nice to have VSync because of the graphics. But yeah, it does feel like there's a little bit of delay before that actually comes out. I would suggest making that as quick as possible. On the startup there, because it's a pretty important thing to have that be responsive. Nevertheless, let's try again. Whoa, that guy was right there. That was annoying. No! Leave me alone, you stupid. Alright, yeah, so it's a little rough with having to hit the cardinal directions all the time. Like I said before, but yeah, it was kind of a little annoying sometimes. Oh, this is closing behind me? Like, these bats are flying around diagonally and everything, so it's kind of... sketchy. Oh my gosh, I did press the attack button, but it's a little bit too late there. Alright. Well, I guess I'll try this one more time, and I have to go all the way back here. I think it's just up. No. I don't even remember the pathway I was taking to get there. It's over here and then up, I guess. I don't know. I think it was this way. Yeah. There's other direction. Oh, that door is already unlocked. That's interesting. Alright, we got bats in here. Okay. Well, nothing happened. I guess, you know, you can... Oh, I was stuck on the door here. I guess you can potentially farm items from the bats in there. So it actually remembers the enemies I killed in here too, which is kind of cool. We got bats. There's a fairy there. Again, I don't know, like, is there one of these I could push? Only one way to find out, right? I don't know. I guess we'll go up. Wow, there's a lot of doors. Alright, for something that doesn't have any maps. A lot of different pathways to choose from. Wow, okay, that would be very unfriendly if I didn't happen to just keep holding the directional input there. I do recognize these are kind of just straight out of Zelda, but... Yeah. What the heck is that? This little... Oh! Fumbled the controls there. Yeah, so I mean, just... Wow, that... I don't... Having these fast projectiles and like at these angles and stuff, it's hard to deal with. I don't really have the kind of movement speed that can really dodge this very effectively. Holy moly. That was not a pun. Yeah, in terms of general difficulty, I think there's, you know, some little things that'll make it feel a little bit better, so it's not sort of feeling, I don't know, artificially difficult. You know, just stuff I already mentioned, like I think make sure the attack comes out as fast as you can, maybe make it so you can cover the diagonals a little better and not rooting the feet so much, that kind of stuff. But I also want to mention that, like, in terms of like how hard it is or whatever, like if I was okay, that's lame. That's pretty lame, just like getting stuck on the door like that and then taking damage. But yeah, so like if I wasn't playtesting, I could focus a little better. If I had a gamepad, it would definitely help a lot with like the directional input and having this sort of a little bit of finesse that this kind of gameplay sort of requires. So just want to point that out, like, you know, that would definitely make the general difficulty a lot easier to handle here. I guess that's just a weird spirit lady. Alright, these guys are going to be a pain because they move really fast and they're really small and I can't attack them diagonally. Alright, again, it's like, can I push one of these? I don't even know if there's any kind of pushing in this game. I mean, I know like in the very start there was some objects you can push around a little bit, but you know, you see these blocks and that's what you think of for playing Zelda. I think there's some secret if you push one of them, you know. I guess I do need one of these. Hello. Okay, I thought that was gonna hit. Do I have to hit you in the eye? Ah! Oh my gosh. Alright, thankfully the collision is plenty forgiving, but my movement speed is not so much. Oh my gosh. This guy doesn't give me a lot of time, yeah, because I just don't move that fast. Bleh. Interesting. I wonder just how small the colliders are, like how much I can get away with kind of squeezing between these bullet things. It's very hard to get in here and then hit and then get out again before he starts attacking again here. Wait, what? Okay, are you are you supposed to fail that? Is that what's going on here? Wait, what did he say at the end there? I didn't see that, but it was kind of funny. So I guess I just picked up the eye. He got something. I didn't quite see what happened here. So that's one of those things you have to kind of be careful about with these sorts of little cutscene type things. Like if the player's kind of distracted or looking at something else, and like maybe I'm looking in the top left where it shows the eye that I just picked up or whatever, or who knows what. If I miss all these little details that you're trying to give the player, it can be a little frustrating because, you know, I don't know how important that was or whatever, and I don't want to miss things anyways, because, I mean, what's the point of playing a game if you just miss the stuff that the developer put in there for you, you know? So, there's kind of ways that you can structure the little cutscene bits so that it's a lot easier for or let's say it's a lot more difficult for the player to actually miss anything that happens. You know, you make stuff really obvious and have these spaces of time and everything. Sometimes it's good to have, like, you know, the player do a button input so that they can kind of progress. Maybe there's little bits of dialogue, just whatever, but you don't always have to do that. But that's certainly a nice way that you could avoid anything being missed. I don't know what this glowing bit is. It's some kind of checkpoint or something, or is just the portal that the wizard left in. I don't know. But I got an eye, which I have no idea. I still don't know what the candle does either. Like, I thought I thought maybe it had something to do with that little lantern that I lit. I don't know what that does either, the lantern that I lit. I don't think I found any remains of hers. Oh, whoa, okay. Oh, looks like my attack just spat out some things, which I guess the eye is... It looks like the eye is recharging. That's kind of creepy, but I guess... Well, I didn't press that quite fast enough. I guess the eye, if it fully recharges or something, then I get like a little... nothing came out this time. Okay, now... It's just a little bit of something. Interesting. I mean, it's passive, so that's nice. Man, those are fast projectiles. Why is the eye recharging so fast now? I'm very confused about that, because it was like super slow before. Wait, what the heck? Is it because I killed someone? Maybe when you... Oh, pfft. Just stood there and let him do that. Well, I just killed someone now and it's not... Oh. Okay. Apparently I can make fire. Okay. Does this cost anything? It just passively recharges on the candle. Okay. And that's only if I have this spell selected. Okay, so yeah. That makes no sense to me. So, I don't understand why you have the item and spell bound together on one of these pages. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, maybe there's some kind of interaction that can happen between the two. Like, maybe I could put a bomb down and then put the fire on it. Maybe something will happen. I don't know, but just in general, it just seems very strange. It's also very weird to me that I have this It's really weird, the process of figuring out that I have this candle item that I've been walking around with for a while, but I had to like switch to this particular page and then press the item button before it would do anything. It's kind of, I don't know, I don't quite get that, but yeah, I can guess maybe the developer had this idea that it would simplify the controls by just doubling them up like this, which I guess is valid, but it's just very strange because it doesn't really make logical sense as far as I can tell. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying in my opinion how sort of difficult it is to figure out how the candle works. This is just like purely by accident that I happen to have the page on this and happen to press this button. I don't know, it's just sort of weird to... Oh, one of these is gotta move, right? Okay. Alright. So, yeah, this finally answers the question. If something's going to be pushable, it's just going to kind of instantly start moving. And I guess it just jumped down the hole. Oh, well, it's just going to instantly appear in the brown zone. Hello, what the actual heck? It's a dead person with a ring. Thank you, kind boy. Follow me, please. Is that your body? Is that you? Charge into it with my ring and you may escape here. Select the star and ring page and proceed. Okay, so like this is the first time I've ever seen text on the screen like this, which is really strange because like everything else you just kind of like you know, didn't bother to tell the player how to use it or anything or how anything works. So it's kind of weird that you just start doing that now. I feel like you should just do this with every item you get, you know. And this is a good example of like what I was talking about in the beginning about like teaching the player in the context or in context. Let's see. So yeah, that's a good thing to do right there. I think you should do more of that. I guess we can just I guess that ended up hurting me. So I have. Wow, okay. Is this on a cooldown? Okay. Little teeny ring in the top left. I can barely see. There's some kind of little sparkly something around the jewel of it. It's very small. I think you want to make this stuff a little bit clearer. Maybe just bigger. But I guess you get kind of a sizable dash. I don't know if you were meant to use that like in this part here, or no, I think what you're supposed to do is do this kind of thing, right? And then you go up. They actually, I think in the original game they go back slower, like they crash together really fast, but then they go backwards kind of slowly, and so you're supposed to like kind of bait them, and then when they're on their way back, you can kind of go, which you can kind of do here, but it's like super tight. Yeah, it sort of works, but I think that would make it better. But in terms of this dash move, it's not something you can use for like a really short movement. It kind of moves you a pretty significant distance here. I guess, can you change direction though? No, you have to wait until the dash ends before you can move differently, so it's definitely a little bit dangerous in that sense, I think. I guess everything's dead now, so I'm not in danger of things. No, come back. I just floated off. Is it just gonna go off completely outside the room? I guess that's fair. You could make it so it stays in the bounds of the room, but that's fine, I guess. So, oh, okay, just back to the starting part, I think, of the dungeon here. That's kind of cool. I don't know how necessary that was, but it's cool that I could do it. Yeah, so that's cool. I get another item. It's fun to get new abilities and stuff. I don't know what to use this particular ability for, apart from the fact that it shows that you can go through the portals, obviously. Oh, I guess maybe that part with the Medusa things. maybe. Oh, this is the person in the tent that she was talking about. I didn't even realize that that I was doing that for her here. So now I have like a really slick weapon, it looks like. Very cool. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is it's pretty fun in the same way that Zelda's fun, you know. But yeah, I think in terms of like the things I would tweak for just polished details and stuff, is kind of what I already have mentioned throughout this video. I'm not going to repeat everything I already said. I probably said everything more than once as it is with all the rambling, but yeah, I have no idea what this does. Can I like dash and then attack? Alright, can't do like a dash attack, so that's a little bit disappointing. Sort of like in yeah, I think in the Zelda game, what game? I think so Link's Awakening was the first game that had the dash boots or something? I don't remember. Or was it Link to the Past? I don't know. One of those had the dash boots, and of course you could kind of hold your sword out in front of you while you did it, and that kind of thing. It's kind of fun to do. But yeah, so we've got. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, I don't really want to sit through this dead screen at this point. I just want to get back into the game. So this could actually get kind of annoying to have that game over screen at all. I mean, I like the cute hat animation when you start, but yeah, at this point I'm just kind of messing around, and I don't necessarily want to see that every time. I think. So I'm just gonna try hitting this. I didn't do that before. That's interesting. Now, can I burn these trees? That's the real question. I want to go here. Let's see what this does. Literally nothing. Wait. Oh, you have to go to, what is it? This, and then press the C key to do the dash. Yeah, it's kind of awkward in my opinion, the way that the switching works, but I guess it's functional. It's just weird to remember which is which. Again, the UI isn't really helping me out there. I don't, when I look at this page in the book, I don't think dash. I don't know what buttons are associated with which one of those things. It doesn't really make anything clear to me. I guess there's a ring, maybe a ring in the hand. Is that what the idea is? So it's the dash ring. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be depicting, but it's not very clear to me. And yeah, I think it'd make it a lot easier if you had clear icons and again printing the buttons associated with them and stuff like that. I have still little rupees. I don't know, like when you die, do you just lose your money or something? That's the fire one. I wonder where that secret is that that lady was talking about. And I don't know how to get through the blue trees. There's a blue tree blocking the way here. Wait, which way do we go here? Don't know. It hurts. Oh, that does work. Okay, so this is... Yeah, I mean, you can imagine that the fire would get rid of a tree, but the thing is, like, this tree kind of looks the same as all the other blue trees, as far as I can tell. And none of the other blue trees has responded to the fire, so it's a little weird in that regard because it's being kind of inconsistent in how the game works here. Whoa, what the heck? It's not like I'm afraid of the ghosts, just that my axe is no use against them. Oh, is this another dungeon? Takes a little while to get to this one though. This would be, I think, frustrating to die in here because you have to go through the whole maze, you have to deal with the ghosts. Like, it take a while. do all of this, I think. But yeah, so I should wrap this up. How long have I been playing? For quite a while. Yeah, quite a while. But you know, it's definitely fun. I think just just a little bit of polish here and there, and it'll be pretty solid. So hopefully this was a useful video for you. And if you have any questions of anything, definitely let me know, and I will see you in the next one.